Hey, it looks like we got some new AQ Infinity news. Let's go over it. We'll see what's in this post. Alright, so I already read through this, not gonna lie. Sometimes I don't for these videos, but yeah, I already read it. So, this post goes into how Halloween isn't everywhere, which is interesting. I mean, I live in North America, in Canada, so we have Halloween here. But I guess some people don't grow up with Halloween, but you kind of get the gist of it from media and such. You're not really missing out on that much, to be honest. You go door to door, trick or treat, you wear a costume. Yeah, it's okay. Anyway, some people like it way more than others. The spookiest part of Halloween is the video game dev crunch. So here's what you actually hear on the video for. Development at AQ Infinity has been so intense, I'm surprised we've had time to breathe. Spoiler, we are undead. Okay. For this update, I will break down each major area of development so you will know exactly where things are at. Alright, so this one about the slime, the monster animations, is kind of sad, but curse you slime. In the last post, you learned that we started building the Gluttony map from the 7 Deadly Dragons saga. This was selected because it was a new-ish map and featured one of every type of thing that every game needed to be able to do. The past 4 weeks have been spent building all of these needed to make the type of content easily and quickly throughout the rest of the game. This includes special types of monsters. Before we get to special monsters, OMG the evil slime, we should talk about normal monsters. We made a list of every monster in the Gluttony map and started recreating them. We ran into some surprises. Full confession, I started pulling experts from the other game projects to give us a hand when we ran into trouble. I like that he admits this on the thing because people give them crap for that all the time. It took our devs to work on your thing. How dare you? AQ3D DCs, Dragon Fable DCs. Why are you? For example, there is a super cute original slime that happens to be in the release. It is one of the oldest and most common monsters in the entire game. Simple to convert, right? What could possibly go wrong? Every frame of the monster was hand-drawn vector art. No movie clips, no graphic containers. Whoever drew it literally just drew the entire animation frame by frame. Chef kiss that. Which is cool, but not cool for converting it to GPU accelerated game to a GPU accelerated game like Infinity. This monster began a series of internal talks and debates which I would now like you to be a part of. So this is, I have opinions on this. So basically what they're saying is, well, it was too good in AQ Worlds and we can't do it as good in the new game. So here's why. It was hand animated frame by frame, like the best way someone can animate something, you know? Love, care, frame by frame animation, the way it was intended to be. But no, they're gonna go into why they can't do that. They don't have Miltonius anymore. So here's the situation. Slime is a frame-by-frame animation. It cannot be converted with tools we built. It has so many frames that turning every frame into a giant sprite, alas, would be bigger than our maps. I take issue with this. Sorry to pause here, but I take issue with this, saying it's bigger than our maps. Their maps are like an image, like one big image. So it's like saying that an animation of a slime is more data than a single image. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong here, but no shit it is, right? It's a bunch of images to make an animation. Of course, it's a larger size than a single image, even though a map is a large image. That makes perfect sense. I don't feel like that's something that really needs to be okay, whatever. Recreating it in Unity is going to make it feel like a wish.com version of the monster. Didn't wish.com get replaced by another website like Temu or something? If we make a brand new slime, players will be mad that we are not being faithful to the original game. That's kind of a corner they painted themselves into, isn't it? I'm kind of seeming heartless here, but it kind of is, right? Like, they could have made a sequel to AQ Worlds and be like, hey, this is a brand new game. It's based off AQ Worlds. It takes place in the AQ Worlds universe. It's a sequel to the game, though. It's a new thing. Some of your items will transfer over. More of them will transfer over as time goes on. The maps will be new. The experience will be new. It's a new game. They could have done that, but they decided they wanted to remake all of Adventure Quest Worlds, and they try to justify that here as well, which is interesting to me. But anyway, I don't really have a lot of like. They definitely did this to themselves. The issue is bigger than the slime. It is actually the biggest and scariest issue in recreating Adventure Quest Worlds. Yes, having it not look like the game that you're having it look worse than let me say having it look worse than the game you're recreating is definitely going to be an issue. There's literally no way to simply port the game with one-to-one accuracy. The very things that make AQW Worlds unique and exciting are the very same things working against us in creating Infinity. You have heard me say over and over that if we had decided just to make a new game, it would have been easy and we would have been done, and it would have been done years ago. But we are committed to this path, making sure you can at least load all of your items in this new version of the game, but we still need to make some tough calls. All right. So Flash strength versus Unity strengths. Oh, brother. All right. Yeah, this video is going to be very opinionated. This is a strength check. Rolls a 1d20. So, given the slime issue, what is the best solution? The slime is a perfect example of something built in Flash using Flash's strengths. Remaking in Unity is never going to look the same. But Unity can do things Flash was not strong at. Particle systems, physics, and shaders. They actually haven't shown any of this being used at all yet. I mean, they've showed some particle systems, but they looked bad, real bad. And of course, being allowed to run natively on phones, XD. So, when confronted with a situation like the slime, it seems like the best course of action is to rebuild it as close as possible and use Unity advantages like particle systems wherever it can be improved. Wherever it can improve the final result. Yes, I guess. I mean, I'm actually excited for like particle systems and shaders and stuff. I don't think they're gonna be used. Like you can't. Yeah, with this, they'd have to completely change the style of the game for shaders to be used. Physics is cool. Having physics on stuff would be, but that's gonna melt phones. So, yeah. It seems like the best course of action to rebuild it. Yeah, I already read that. We pulled Jurgen in to help us with this, and he recreated the slime cleverly, using just a few of the hand-drawn frames in Unity. I see sample. Then he helped us make some particle systems, so the slime can spew slimy stuff at your hero. It is great, but obviously it is not and never will be the exact same as the one in AQW Worlds. So they just added a particle. I want to see that. I wish they showed it. So the particle system they used for the slime, because if it looks as bad as the other stuff, oh boy. So do you also feel that this is the right move, converting things the best we can do, and then leaning into Unity's strengths where possible? So in a previous video we talked about this. They showed a boss. So it was like a slime boss from the 7 Deadly Dragons thing. And then, not the slime mob they're talking about here, it was like a different boss. They completely remade the monster, and it looked good in Unity. And in the new game engine, on the new game, and on Infinity, it looked good. It looked better than anything else they've shown for the game, art-wise, because they remade it. Like, they completely remade it. It's a brand new thing, basically. But when they take an item and convert it, they all looked really poor. So when you see that, you're kind of like, maybe they just gotta remake everything. But they're not gonna remake everything. That's impossible. They could develop 10 games in the amount of time it would take them to remake everything. But as a community, this is very important. This is a very important thing to talk about, because any player of AQW Worlds is going to have the exact same strange experience once they're able to log into AQW Infinity upcoming tech demos. AQW Infinity's upcoming tech demos. 15th upholders will get access to the first tech demos. Then we will open future ones to more players. Okay, so we knew about this before. You can still get Upholder if you buy membership anytime in the month of October. Time's running out on that if you're watching this video. So if you'd like to be in the tech demo, make sure you get Upholder. It will be something like this. Cool. Wow, this one's really smooth. Whoa, look at the nice little touches they added all over the place. ... leaves. Sun rays ... Quickly followed by, why does my sword, armor, helmet item not look like it does in the other version of the game? I like how they look like it does. It's gonna look worse. Then, I predict there will be some series of side-by-side videos showing the differences between everything. Hey, that actually sounds like a good idea. Alongside claims like, they had X years, and the items look like this? These devs are lazy, and this is a downgrade. I mean, saying it's a downgrade isn't wrong. That's exactly what it will be, right? I mean, you can't really just like, it is what it is at that point. Without knowing the challenges to converting the content, let alone the sheer amount of things that need to be converted. So quantity over quality is their argument for this. So they're willing to downgrade the look of the whole game, and the excuse they give is the sheer amount of things that need to be converted. Okay. If that's the route you want to take, feel free to share these past few sentences with them when that happens. Oh, shit. Yeah, do so. Yes. Sure. That is why this topic is so important for you and the rest of the AQ Worlds community. No matter how much we write about this topic, it's going to be an issue when we first experience the tech demo. It would be nice. Am I reading that wrong? No, I'm not. To have someone who actually reads this help in the comments when we release. What? Oh wait, are they asking people to defend them in comment sections for their game looking worse? If someone says the game looks worse because it looks worse, why would you defend that? It looks worse. Like, okay, like, yeah, sure, we're making concessions here because it's we're conceding because the amount of items or whatever, but it looks worse. Okay. The good news about monsters. Oh, great. Some good news. Let's go. As of this post, it appears all of the monsters for the Gluttony area are complete. Bree, Zergan, J6, Ghost, and I have all gone through the process of making monsters, and while we may not be flash fast at it yet, it is way better than we are all expecting. That's good. Jurgen also started on a common set of particles designed to work with monsters in our game. Orlick has been making some additional scripts to allow monsters to do a few flash-like things, like showing and hiding parts depending on quests you have completed. That's cool. Advanced conversion. All right, so I'm not gonna read the whole thing here. So the converting with Flash doesn't work with the newer it only works with the newer version of Flash. Maps and machines. So J6 is redoing a bunch of the maps, like they're kind of like shooting ahead of that and doing more than what you're gonna see. Map of bookends. So they address how it's going to work with wider screen display, so whether or not you have like a 21:9 phone or a ultra wide monitor, and there's going to be like, it's going to fade to black on the edges, which that's it. You know, could be worse, I guess. Kind of be interesting. So you're gonna even if you have a normal 16:9 monitor, if you go in the settings in the game, you're going to be able to put it at 21:9 or whatever, and you're going to be able to see the whole map at once instead of having to scroll it if you choose to play it like that, which is cool. Like some people do that for games like Diablo, or they want to like see more of the screen. So that'll be nice actually. It'll probably take more performance, but it's a 2D game, so I don't think that'll quite matter. Wider town. After some feedbacks from the testers, J6 has been widening some of the other frames in town. This is something that we can do as long as there's no perspective shifts. AQ World has a lot of perspective shifts. So the UI, they talk about upgrading the UI. The UI is probably going to go through iteration after iteration after iteration after iteration. I imagine the UI you're going to see when the tech demo starts is going to be completely different than the one in the beta. It's going to be completely different than the one in the game, and then they might even change it after the game actually officially releases. So Spider fixed most of the combat basic issues. So they basically talk about how they need another Spider here, from what I gathered. So they basically, like, yeah, Spider's like one of their only people that does, like, it has a certain skill set that no one else, it seems, like, at Artix Entertainment has. They need like 3 more of him, to be honest. Need a duplication machine or something. The system is full-blown cutscenes is working. Nice. Life and other stuff. Yeah, so a lot of curveballs being thrown at them in real life. Pause if you'd like to read that. Retro Switch game. So it looks like Dungeons and Doom Knights is going to be ported to the Switch, which is cool. That'll be the first Artix Entertainment game and not on PC, which is really nice, actually. Maybe AQ Infinity will be on the Switch at some point. Who knows? New Hero Mart calendar, armor shirt, and Moglin restocks. So it looks like the poster is going to be AQ World's Zombies themed. There's only concept art for the 2024 poster, so there will be a calendar class this year again, if you know, and the sky's blue and all that. It was part of the Doomwood saga, so it's parodying some things. There's also going to be armor t-shirts, and they already restocked the Moglins. They were tweeted about that. The armor t-shirts are not restocked. They don't mention Card Clasher here, which is sad for the people waiting for that, even though they mentioned it like a year ago or longer ago that it was going to restock, and they never did. They ran out of cardboard to print cards, I guess. Who knows what happened, but anyway. I am being kind of spicy in this video. Anyway, boy, that went from do or die to how about a tech demo real quick. Well, I guess the tech demo is do or die now. Our big goal is to have a playable tech demo version of Adventure Quest Infinity up that features chat, combat, quests, loading your existing characters and item data. Even if the art is not converted, you can at least see that you have it, and a very limited set of areas, including town and a simple story area, 90% chance of gluttony. This is scary, but testing this will reveal what is good and what needs improved pretty quick. During this phase, the fixes should be pretty rapid. Alina posted that anyone who got the upholder this year would qualify for the first round of tech demo testing. We're aiming to have everything ready for you in 4 to 6 weeks. They give a pretty specific time frame. 4 to 6 weeks is sometime in November to early December, which is about the time frame they gave before. So it looks like they're about clocking on time from the last time they gave us the time frame, so that's good. Yeah. So yeah, I was kind of negative about the art stuff, and I will continue to be negative about the game looking worse, as long as it will look worse, because I feel like if you're going to do a new version of a game that existed for 15 years, that you at least make it look the same. You know, that's a wild concept with new versions of games releasing by any game developer these days when they release their old games again, but having it at least look the same as it originally did, or, you know, better, is usually everyone's expectation, considering 15 years of tech advancements have been made since, but apparently they can't do vector graphics anymore. You know, the tech advanced, but apparently vector graphics did not. And there's no way to GPU accelerate a vector image on your screen. That's impossible. It probably is impossible. I highly doubt it, but anyway. It's probably very demanding, but it's probably possible. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure they know more about this than I do, but I will continue to be annoyed about it looking worse, and I will continue to voice my displeasure about it looking worse, because if it looks worse, the game will perform worse. players will not want to collect cosmetics that look worse than they used to in a game about collecting cosmetics. I think that's like a massive issue you're going to have with the new version of this game. If it looks bad, people are not going to want to collect the bad looking items. Just gonna say, I think that's pretty, he has fingers. I just noticed that. Okay. That's new Artix art, by the way. This is a completely new armor. I just noticed that. This is not AQ World's art. They completely remade this armor. I think, the axe is still Flash art, but, and so is, no, his head isn't. Anyway. Daimo is. Alright, that's enough ranting for me. Thank you for watching this video and listening to me rant about AQ Infinity. I'm overall positive on the game. I'm looking forward to it. I think they could, okay, they could overcome the fact that it looks worse if they add new gameplay, like things to do, stuff to engage the player. So if there's like actually like cool content to participate in, it could outweigh the fact that it looks worse. But you're asking AQ Worlds to have cool, anyway, have engaging content. All right, we'll see what happens with that. Thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video, play the Discord channel if you're not already. I might be streaming while you're watching this video, so check out the live stream and have a good one. Peace.